Alright gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here in Kinlaig. It is June, and I'm going to get the rest of these lime off this trailer here. I've been working on that this morning. I don't know if I actually... I don't. I was going to say, I don't think I actually have both of these with the forks here, so I need to realign for a minute. But we're going to get these off here. The reason why we're going to do that is because, well, a couple of reasons. One, we need to buy some more fish food. Two, I actually think we're going to sell some of our adult trout today as well. The price is not bad. It's actually dropping at the one location that I want to sell them at. Is it technically the best average it can be? No, but it's very, very close to it. So I think we're going to sell them, unless something changes, but I suspect that it's going to. I had to obviously drive this thing all the way up here, the forklift here all the way up here to get the lime off the trailer, which was a bit unfortunate, but... what I will show you really quick here is this is our trout prices. Technically, the best average price is $2,415. Right now, we can get $2,348. Is it the best price? No. Is it $75 off the best price? Basically, yes. Now, I could go to the big farmer's kiosk, which I don't think we've been there either, for $1 more. But I do know that the warehouse is right here. So it's actually pretty close to where we are. I think the farmer's kiosk is somewhere over here in the city, which we haven't done yet. Eventually we will, but I think it's over here somewhere. But yeah, this one, obviously much closer. We can just go right down here, come to our road, instead of going left like we normally would. We hang a right and then hang a left here, and we're right there. So I think we'll probably be selling that today, more than likely. But we'll see. Before we do all that, though, we've got to head down to our aqua farm, because we've got a lot of stuff to stack up on the trailer there for the tractor, so we're going to get that down there. Everything's going to get down here, I guess is how I should put it. We're going to stack everything up. We're going to bring the trout up here, drop whatever we can off here at our lake, and then we have to go sell all that stuff. Now, as far as selling the young trout and salmon, it's still at the fish market. There's nowhere else to sell them. It just becomes, there's more things to sell once you get to adult versions of those fish. So you know, we'll get there. There's our friend Byron, caused all kinds of mayhem for us in the last episode, and I knew it was only a matter of time before one of the culprits would cause some kind of issue. Seemed like some people were laughing about it a bit on what was going on. Speaking of laughing and having a good time, not really a spoiler per se, but I guess kind of one to an extent. The upcoming Saturday episode of the One Tile Challenge between Crustu, Rusty, Money Gaming, and myself, I think you're really going to enjoy it. I really do. There was a lot of fun in it. I had a little bit of fun at, well, really I had fun at both their expenses, but really the only one that caught me doing it was Crustu. Just some harmless sabotaging, if you will. Little fun action. So if you haven't, check that out, the first episode. I highly recommend you do that first so you can kind of see what we're doing. Second episode, definitely check it out. We make some progress. Not as much progress as I would have liked. A little bit of a spoiler there, but we do make some progress, and I cause a little mayhem, if you will. So it was a lot of fun. I think we're going to try to do that every once in a blue moon, you know, just whenever we have a thought or something that we think is going to be funny, you know, that's harmless, right? It's not actually going to impact the actual series in the way of, you know, gaining money or anything like that. It's not going to harm either any of us, but just having a little bit of fun at each other's expense, I think we're going to kind of try to incorporate that as much as we can, because it was a lot of fun to do that. It was pretty funny. Anyway, I digress. I'm kind of giving things away that I shouldn't be, so I digress. Just check it out. That's all I'm going to say. Check out the Saturday episode. You will not be disappointed. I promise. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are relatively good here, all things considered. I know a couple people were relatively upset about the Vintage Survival series coming to a close soon. And I get it. I've had a lot of fun in that series, but I do think it's time to end it. I mean, we've got a lot done in that series. We've added a lot of things to that series that I actually wasn't even anticipating doing. We went a lot longer on that series than I anticipated to do as well. You know, like I said, I kind of anticipated somewhere around 30-ish episodes for that series, and we are over 70 episodes at this point, and we're probably going to be closer to mid-70s to 80 before we're finished with that series. So it's gone on more than double the length of really what I had envisioned for it. Not that there's anything wrong with it going that long. I'm glad that it did, because I had such fun with it, but it is time to move on to something else. And like I mentioned, there will be another series of that, so if you are concerned about that and you really enjoy that, there will be another vintage survival series coming very, very soon, I promise. I promise. This series that's going to be replacing it right now, very similar to this vintage survival series. I only envision it probably being around for 30-ish episodes. If it changes, I guess. But that's not really my vision for it right now. My vision is... Oh, dang it. I'm just going to pick this one up by hand. Just bear with me. My vision for that series is really to do something like 20 episodes. I think that is a good sweet spot for the series that's going to be replacing it. I think you will enjoy it. If you like the vintage series, I think you will like this one too. It is definitely different, but it is a survival series, so it's still going to be a good one. Alright, so I've talked about the other two active farming series that are being run on the channel right now, so we need to talk about this one a little more, right? So today, we actually don't have a ton to do, really. We've got to do the basic stuff that we have to do, right? The we would call maintenance type of stuff, right? Sell the fish that we have, buy more fish food, etc. Drop off, the trout to become adult trout, whatever we can at least, at the lake, right? That stuff definitely has to happen. But other than that, there's not a ton for us to do. So we more than likely are going to be looking at some kind of a contract today. We don't need to do a second application of fertilizer on the field that we drilled in the last episode, which I'm actually a little surprised about. I thought we would, but it says it's perfect, so I'm not going to spend any effort or resources on it if it says it's perfect. And as a matter of fact, with precision farming, I don't even think it'll actually allow us to put anything down. I think it'll just only put it down if it needed to. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of at a stage now where last few episodes we've made some really good progress of creating our own field and everything, and it's super exciting. But now at this point, we just need to get some money together so we can buy another field, right? So we can continue that progress here of trying to get us to a stage where we can start producing our own fish food instead of buying the fish food outright. Also need a bioharvester, right? We can't really shun the fact that there is a harvester that is going to need to be purchased at some point. There are some inexpensive harvesters. I say inexpensive; they're still expensive, but inexpensive compared to the the base game or the vanilla game that I do have installed that we can attempt to include in the series. But it's just going to be if it works out or not, it's just going to be a situation where we have to see if it's going to make sense for us or not. All right, looks like we are full once again. We are. So we're going to go ahead and take these and sell these, and then we're going to head to the shop, buy some fish food, come back, fill the fish food up in the different locations, still take a look and see what the price is there, and hopefully maybe another pallet will spawn for the adult trout. I'm not sure if it will or not, but hopefully it does. If it does, then we're going to be in a good spot where we can maybe sell 3 of those pallets and make an okay amount of money off of that. But it really just depends, right? It really just depends. If that price is still that same price we looked at the beginning of the episode, we will be selling those. If it's not, if it's dropped significantly for whatever reason, then we might just wait to the next month. But again, we don't know for sure if next month is going to be the best price to sell those or not. It says it will be, according to the the map there, if you will, or the map's not really the right word. The price fluctuation chart, I guess, is how I should put it. It says it will be next month, but I've had many experiences where that's not the case. It says that, but it actually ended up being the month before that was the best time. So, yeah. Anyway, let's head up to... Actually, I guess your turn begins on, but let's head up to the fish market here. Let's sell these and make some money here, huh? Okay, we definitely bought entirely way too much lime, but you know the good thing is I guess we're going to utilize that lime. It's not going to go to waste. I mean, it's going to take us a while to use it, but it's not going to go to waste by any means, right? So, okay, so if we look at the fish lake, how are we doing here? We've got we've got 2,000 in storage, so maybe only 2 pallets can spawn at a time. I guess that's what it's telling me. I guess, right? I mean, even if we decide not to sell them today, which, again, I think I'm going to, but even if for some reason we decide not to, I can go ahead and start stacking them up here, because we'll sell them first thing in the next episode. If we don't sell them today, which, again, as I mentioned, my goal more than likely is to sell these today anyway, so I don't think it really matters, but... Oh, look, there's fish in there now. They must have made an update. Look. Maybe they listened to me. Maybe they heard. Maybe they heard what I was saying. There's fish in there now. That's exciting. I can't believe I didn't notice that until just now. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, there should have been fish in there to begin with. I don't know why that was never a thing. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's really, really exciting. I'm so happy they did that. Well, if they saw that, maybe they'll see me saying, give console players the ability to favorite things so they're at the very top, so I don't have to scroll all the way to the very bottom to get to my young trout and young salmon. It takes an eternity. And it's not even just that, it's just in general. Like, just give us the ability to favorite things. Come on, it can't be that difficult. It cannot be that difficult to add that in, to code that in. It really cannot. I feel like I could do it for them. And I only know very little coding. Not enough to be dangerous, I guess, but not enough to really consider myself a coder. Alright, so we're going to take this back, and in the process, while we're doing that, let's see. Yeah, it's still 2348. It's dropping. The bigger farmer's kiosk is now 2351, though. That is going up. Or, yeah, 2351. I mean, I'm wasting $75-ish if I don't, right? I guess $65 in this case, $64. 64, 120. I mean, that's 500-ish bucks we're going to be blowing away. $500 is a lot, right? Especially right now. I mean, we've got an okay amount of money in the bank, but, you know, $500 is a good chunk of change that would help overall. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to be strategic about this. We're going to try to think about this. We're going to try to utilize our big brain and think outside the box here for a minute. So, we turn this off. All right, so we've got 68,000 right now. We've got 3 pallets we're going to be able to sell of those trout, right? What realistically, if we were to sell them today, what realistically could we do with that money? Can we buy a field? That's the key, right? Are we able to buy any of these fields near us? We can almost buy that one right now, right? It's a bit far away, though. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But to get to this field, we'd have to go out here and up and all the way around this. I'm not sure I want to drive that far. That's a far, far way, especially if we have to go up here and harvest and stuff. Like, that's pretty far away. So really, what does that mean? Well, I guess what that means is I probably should be trying to stay within this vicinity-ish, which limits us tremendously, right? If we could branch out a little bit further, there's definitely some other options for us to potentially choose from. I I guess over in this vicinity is probably okay too, because we could just drive down this little side road and over here. But that is still a far drive, right? So really, I guess we're more happy being in this region here, right? And most of these fields are not cheap, not even remotely cheap, right? The cheapest one is this one, which we're not going to be able to get to, I don't think, for a little while. At least a couple more episodes, I would suspect. And it looks like that's going to be the case for most of these fields here. Most of these fields are relatively large by nature. So, yeah. There's not too many small fields, if we're being completely honest here. There's not too many small fields on this map. These down here are a little bit smaller, right? These are a little bit more reasonable, but yeah, so it's really looking like if we're going to do anything, it's probably going to be Field 9. Field 9 currently has oat growing in it. It has some weeds in it. It has tram lines put into it as well. It is a decent size. It doesn't look like it on the map, but it is a decent size. It's definitely bigger than the one we put in. Ours is really small compared to this, right? I mean, it's this field here or it's this field here. That's my opinion. It's one of these two. It's either 13, which is a little bit more expensive, or it's 9. Now, 13, I think this is green bean. Yeah, green beans. So we can't even harvest these, right? So if we were to buy this one right now, I say we can't harvest it. We could. But we don't have enough money to buy the harvester for it, right? The harvester's super expensive. And we're only really allowed to lease if we're doing a contract, right? So I think this is the one right here. Number 9 is the field for us to kind of aim for here. I would love to have one of these here near us, but they're just a little bit too expensive. They're a little bit too big. They're a little bit too expensive. So we need to kind of start here and kind of branch from there. Maybe buy this one if it isn't another green bean field, or if we do buy it before, you know, something's growing in it. I guess it doesn't really matter if something's growing in it. We can just plow it up, I guess. So I guess it doesn't really make a difference, right? Okay, so if we factor all of that into play, 6,000 trout. I believe this is based off 1,000, so 2,349 or $351 per 1,000 liters. So it's only going to give us 12, so that's really only going to get us to 80 grand, and we're nowhere near the amount we need to be able to buy these fields, right? So thanks for bearing with me for a minute. I'm going to not sell these yet. We'll wait until the next episode. I probably should have left the forklift up here, though. That's all right. I can get it up, I guess, in the next episode. I can get it back up here in the next episode. We're going to wait on selling these, and we'll stack a few more on there, hopefully, and sell a little bit more, and maybe we'll get to that 100,000 so we can buy that field. And maybe we'll get lucky, and maybe they'll do some of the herbicide for us between now and the next episode as well in this field, right? It'll be a better spot for us, and we don't have to spend as much effort and money on our side, right? And we don't even have a herbicide spray or anything like that, so we really can't do any of that even if we wanted to. So we've made our decision, so I guess the next thing for us to do, because there's really nothing else for us to do, we've kind of did everything we can do. I guess I could buy a little bit more, you know, fish food, but it's not really going to do a whole lot. We could buy another, I don't know, 8 pallets or whatever and get to 30,000, right? But we don't really need to. So what kind of contracts do we have, right? We've got plenty of lime, plenty of fertilizing. There is no lime contracts, but there is a fertilizing contract that we could do, or there's 2 fertilizing contracts we could do, I guess I should say. Both of these are, well, that one's I guess not, but this one is very, very close to our land. Having said that, it is pretty large, so the odds are we're not going to have enough fertilizer with what we have. Yeah, harvesting, those are, they're good money, but they take a long time, so it's not really something specifically I'm looking to do. We don't have a sprayer right now, although I'd love to have one. I guess we could do those. Those aren't terrible. Would require us to buy herbicide, though. Okay, so how much fertilizer do we actually have? That's one question. 961 liters. There's 684 in there as well. There is a slim chance we have enough to do that one contract. A very slim chance, but there is a chance nonetheless for us to be able to consider it. So, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, we're going to unload our spreader with the lime that's in there, and then fill this thing up with some fertilizer and see what we can do, right? Okay, so that fills up 58%. I don't feel confident that that's going to get us the whole field done. So we're going to unload that, because we're not going to be utilizing this drill unless we use it for a contract. We're not going to... I didn't mean to turn that off. Unless we use it for a drill, we're not going to be utilizing that contract for a bit. So I'm trying to be relatively smart about this as much as I can be. And utilize what we have here. I wish there was a lime contract for us to do. That would have been fantastic. It's not very often you see a lime contract, though. So I probably should have known better, but okay, that gives us a full load here. So I think there's a decent chance. Well, I mean, let's give it a shot. I'm not going to borrow anything. We'll accept the contract. This is a large field we're doing. Let's give it a shot. Worst thing that happens is we have to buy more fertilizer. I've talked about already wanting to put a buying point on our land. I still want to do that, so maybe this is a reason for us to do that, so we don't have to drive all the way to the shop to get some more fertilizer, right? Because the thing that could happen is, you know, maybe we need more than one, you know, pallet of fertilizer, and then we're in big trouble because we're going to have to go twice to the shop, and that's not really the most ideal, right? Actually, you know what? I think it's already set like that, but we should make sure. We want the lowest. We had automatic on. I don't want it automatic. It's a contract. All of you taught me the proper way. If I do it the other way, where it's the lowest amount possible, then you know, we won't waste as much solid fertilizer, and we'll be able to make a little money and save a little bit of money based off of the fertilizer that we have as well. So we're trying to do that as much as we can here to save as much money as humanly possible. It's something I should have known, and I guess I kind of did know it to an extent. But most of the time when I was doing contract-based type of stuff in a series, I wasn't doing precision farming in the past. In the past, at least, I should say it that way. There goes that awesome train. That train is awesome. Okay, well, we're gonna get to work here. Hopefully we have enough. If we don't, like I said, maybe we'll consider doing a buying point, but let's see what we can get done here with the amount of fertilizer we have. Let's hope for the best. Fingers crossed we can do it. Well, we had plenty of fertilizer to get that done and only spent about half. Almost half exactly, as a matter of fact. So that wasn't too bad at all. So that'll be a nice little payday for us, a little $5,000 bonus, if you will. So we'll take that. Let's go ahead and complete that. Nice. Let's see if there's anything else out there. There's a couple of fertilizing contracts, a huge one. Don't think we're going to be doing that today. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing any other contracts today or not. A couple things I would like to look into. Ooh, that's pretty nice, actually. We may want to consider that. Because we do have our little trailer, wherever it is, over there, which we can fit to be, you know, a grain trailer. But it doesn't really hold all that much. I want to think about that one. I'm not going to get it today. I'm going to think about that one. What we are going to do, though, is kind of some of the things I talked about already, right? So I'd like to look at some kind of a buying silo of some sort. Probably this one, honestly. I think this is a good fit for us. Now, I'm probably going to put it over here, kind of out of the way, because over here, I've mentioned before, I've got some ideas for here, and I don't really want to take up any room there. And this is just some kind of wasted space over here, if you will. Nobody's doing anything with this, so we're going to utilize that to our advantage. Boom. So now we've got a buying silo over here, so we can run over here and buy stuff if we need to. I don't think there's anything else specifically that I want to put down today. I mean, some kind of a workshop would be nice up here, so I don't have to drive all the way there. We've got these nice ones here for 1,000. I'm not sure if this is what I want to go with or not. If I do it, again, this is going to be another situation where this is going to be over here on this side, utilizing some of this space, capitalizing on some of this space that's, not really utilized for anything at all right now. I mean, I think it probably is useful for us to do it. It's more money we're spending. I get that. I mean, I was just talking about trying to save some money, but all right, we own that too. I think those are things that are a huge key for us. We don't have to drive all the way to the shop whenever we want to fix something now. We don't have to drive all the way to the shop whenever we want to buy anything now. We obviously want to go get the rest of that lime and take care of that, so we don't have to go there. But hopefully we won't have to worry about buying a whole lot moving forward. Now, I guess the one thing I didn't really pay attention to with that buying silo is, does it have fish food in it? I would suspect it doesn't. But that's okay, because we're going to be utilizing it for other things, fertilizer, seeds, etc., lime. That's really the main point of it being up here anyway. But let's take a look while we're here and see if there is anything for fish food. Maybe there'll be an update later on that will include that if it's not here, which it doesn't appear to be. No, it's not there. Okay. But that's fine. I mean, we can go to the shop still to get the fish food. That's not really that big of a deal. It's a daily thing we have to really accomplish right now. But eventually, like I said, we're going to be buying that production anyway. So, not really a huge deal, in my opinion. But with that, we are going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button on the case you have yet to do so. They're free. They help me a ton. Thank you to my 10 members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below if you're interested in that. You get early access to videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge, which is up to 3 days early, if not more. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, you know the drill. Let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support. I'll see you next time.